Hi, this is Steve in my workshop in Bellevue. Today we're doing lesson 2-4, which is the lap joint, which is going to be a joint that looks like this. It fits together like that. Now yours won't have the holes in it. The holes get put in later when we do horizontal boring, but we're just going to create this joint here. Now we're going to use the pieces that you did the dado on. We're just going to use the opposite end of there on those pieces to cut these. Now in the last assignment, we did an end rabbet right here. Now, if we take an end rabbet and make it just a little bit wider here and fit them on top of each other, that becomes the lap joint. So it's going to be pretty similar, the setup's going to be pretty similar to when you did the end rabbet. So for the end rabbet joint itself, we had a different spacing here. For the lap joint, we want it to be able to fit exactly flush when we put it together. So we want this edge to be flush and this edge here to be both to be flush when we do it. So to set that up, the distance between the fence and the outside of the blade is going to be the exact width of your stock when you do that. So the easiest way to do that is you'll put your stock like this, and you should be able to feel with your finger here, the blade here, the tooth on the blade being flush with the edge of your stock. And when you do that, you'll have your perfect distance here between the fence and the blade. Now the height of your blade, to set that, we want it to be exactly halfway in between for the thickness on here. And I have a tool that I like to use. You probably won't have it, so you'll just set it using your combination square, getting the same distance from each side. This is a nice little tool. It's a centering tool, and how this works is we've got this centering pin which gets retracted. We've got these pins here. Let's pull this back here all the way. There we go. So let me get a piece of stock doesn't have, it's got a complete straight edge on it here. I'll use this one here. So I just butt that pin there, and then if I take this hammer, that gives me, let's see, come up a little closer, see if you can see that indentation there in the edge of the stock there. Okay, you see that indentation? The center of that indent is the exact center of the stock up and down. So I'll take a pencil here, and I'm going to mark where that is here with my pencil. Just darken that up a little bit. Center of it. And now you can see probably a little bit better there where I put that pencil mark on there. So now when you do your height of your blade that you'll do on there, the blade should, when you do it from this edge, be right on that pencil mark. And then when you flip it over, it should also be right on that pencil mark. And then you'll know that you've got your blade height exactly correctly set to be halfway up through the stock. If you don't get that set correctly, when you do your lap joint, what will happen is it won't be flush here and it won't be flush here. It will end up, you'll feel a ridge there if you don't get it exactly correct. So anytime you're doing a project, you're going to always want to do test pieces before you do your final stock. So in any case, I've got this already set up now for the perfect height, for the perfect distance here, and we're going to go ahead and cut that. And the reason I have this peg here is just to show you later, we will use this same joint that you cut, so save these pieces, because later we'll be putting these in here to do a pegged lap joint, which will happen when we do the horizontal boring lesson, which will come later on. So, all right. So we're going to use the other end of the dado sets here. That's what we're going to use for this, to do this. So we'll do both of these the same. Just like you've seen me do previously on doing an end rabbet, the process is going to be just the same. So let's go ahead and do this. So I've already done my 7-step safety check. I've got my safety glasses on. Here's my hearing protection. We will turn on the dust collection, turn this on, and make the cut. Okay, so I got this first one cut. We're going to pause the video here. You don't need to watch me do the second one. I'll come back after I've done that second one. Okay, so I finished cutting the other one, and now when I fit them together here, I can feel that there's a ridge here, which tells me that my depth is not deep enough. And I've measured it with my depth gauge. It's actually it's sitting up proud a 32nd of an inch on both sides, which tells me I need to have this blade up at 1/64 of an inch deeper, and that will take care of it. So that's the process you'll go through when you do yours. Also, I can feel here on the flush here, it's not exactly flush, so I've got to make an adjustment on my fence setting also I can see. Now, for those of you that are watching this video that are not taking the self-study course, I just need to mention to you, these videos are not intended to be standalone teaching devices. They are intended to be a supplement to the course in which you have the written lesson material. So the way these lessons are intended to be done is that you read first through the written assignment, you gather all the materials you're going to need together, and then you actually go through the written assignment step by step, performing each task in order. And then after you have done that, then you watch the video to see how I did it and see how that compares with how you did it because it's intended to be a learning experience. Most people doing these with a brand new machine, that's their first time doing it. And so it's intended to be a learning experience where you learn by reading, you learn by hearing, you learn by watching, and most importantly, you learn by doing. So in any case, that's the end of this particular assignment. We'll see you on the next one.